Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Dan. I am an Amazon seller. I've been doing that for a little over 5 years. I'm also a retired school teacher, so I was teaching and doing my Amazon business for about 4 years, and I would do that part-time. Last year, I took off a year of teaching, kind of just needed a break, and I wanted to see if I could make a living doing Amazon full-time. So I worked Amazon full-time for 14 months, and I was able to make a living at doing that. So in a future video, I will go into those 14 months of full-time and talk about my profit and my margin ROI. I'll do that at a future video. Interested in selling on Amazon? Here's the skinny of it. Here's the breakdown. Amazon allows individuals to sell some items, a decent amount of items, on Amazon for profit, and they charge you to do that. Now, how do you get your items? Well, that's the tricky part. There's 3 main ways upon which you can get your items that you sell on Amazon. The first is private label. Private label is where you create something, and you sell it on Amazon. There's a lot of, I won't say a little, there's a lot of work behind the scenes getting to the point where you can sell something private label. But once you get all that done, then you just kind of sit back and the sales come in. I have attempted to do private label, and I did that with this item right here. This is a Pepe bobblehead that my son created. He did the drawing for it right when I got into Amazon. And then we contracted through Alibaba. We got a contract through Alibaba in China to make them, and we made 500 of them. We sold about 350 of them, and then Amazon said, hey, we need a safety check on this. So they pulled my item off, and I need to go get a lead test. And I will at some point. It's just not high on the priority list. So private label, that's one way to do that. Another way is wholesale. Wholesale, just like it sounds, is where you partner with a distributor or a manufacturer, and you buy an item at a large quantity at a discounted rate. And then you can either send them all into Amazon, or you send 10, 20 at a time, and then you just keep up with that on those sales. I've attempted to do wholesale. It's difficult. It's difficult to partner with distributors and manufacturers being a small time, which is what I am. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that because it does cost them possible future profits if they're also selling on Amazon. So there's ways around it. There are sites out there to tell you how to become wholesale. But all the ones I've looked into, part of it is you have to lie. You have to lie to these distributors. You have to lie to the manufacturers and tell them that you're something that you're not, that you're not reselling, that you have a storefront. And I just didn't feel like doing that. So I don't wholesale. Maybe I'll try again looking into it in the future, but as of for right now, I don't wholesale. The main way in which I get my product is arbitrage. Arbitrage is just a fancy word that means to buy low and sell high. It can be done in many, many different markets, stock market, commodities market. It's arbitrage. Buy low, sell high. Obtaining product through arbitrage, two main ways to do that. You can do online arbitrage, OA, or you can do retail arbitrage, RA. And online arbitrage, you sit at your computer, you go to various stores that are online, you find deals, and you buy them. I've done a little bit of that. The problem that I've run into with online arbitrage is there tends to be a lot of a particular product out there, and a lot of people see that deal, and a lot of people buy it, and the market gets flooded. I still have a couple things laying around here somewhere that I've done online arbitrage. I bought it online like 4 years ago, and I still have a couple of them around. So I prefer to do retail arbitrage. I go to the physical stores and I shop for the deals. I've found that I do better with that. Plus, I like it. I like doing it. I like finding those hidden gems, those little secrets, those little treasures. I enjoy doing that. So with retail arbitrage, the idea is just you go to a store, you find deals, and you buy them, and then you send them in Amazon. There are a number of other YouTubers out there that explain how to do that business. One of the YouTubers that I follow is Nikki Kirk. She has a great site where she explains how to get started in this business. She sells a course that I did not purchase, but I've read comments about her course and seems to be really, really good. So if you're interested in getting this, you're not sure how to get started, I'd look into Nikki Kirk. I trust her. I think she's an up and up person, and I would stand behind her product. Her website and her Bolo group that I belong to have been worth the investment that I've done. So that is how to get started in Amazon. That's how you get started in Amazon. If that sounds interesting to you and you're new to this, make sure you hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen, and it helps my channel out. Doesn't cost you anything. Why not? So thanks for doing that. And now, here is my sourcing trip to Ocean State Job Lot and in Ollie's. These were my local ones. I was limited on time. My son is in an orchestra. They had their first practice, so I had 3 hours. I had 3 hours to go to these two stores. Luckily, where my son was practicing, the college that he was at was close. So it worked out pretty well. So without any further ado, here's that sourcing trip. Hope you enjoy. Well, it's Sunday, and I'm heading into my local Ollie's to see if they've got anything new. The flyer says they're getting some toys in, so we'll see if they've got some of those toys in. They're expecting rain, so here's a little early pro tip. I have 4x6 tarps that I take in when I know it's going to rain, and I just cover the carts with that so none of the boxes get warped. Works pretty good. Well, we're entering. Let's see what we can find. We're heading down the pet aisle. I've done pretty well with the pet aisle. That is new. We're going to come back and we're going to check that out. Not seeing a whole lot of new stuff though. This is everything that I was here last week. All the same stuff. A lot of expirations are pretty close. That's new. I scanned that. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I took a picture, looked it up a couple different ways, couldn't find it. That's new. I'll check that out. That's new, but it wouldn't scan. Now, this Fancy Feast, this is a good item. I have probably about 10 or 12 more cases of this. Making about $15 per case, but the expiration's October. It's getting close, so I'm not going to be buying any more of that. Everything else here, I think I checked those churros before. I just scanned this. It's $10. It's for sale on Amazon for $10 for a 6-pack. So it's costing $3.50 for 6 of them. $5 to ship. I make $1. So I'm passing on that. And again, not a whole lot of new items here. That is new. I will check that. That is definitely new. The Friskies Party Mix. I'll come back and check that. All right, so there are a couple new things down in this area. That's new. So yeah, I'll scan some of these. So there are some new things here. So we're gonna check out the new stuff here, and if we've got anything, I'll show you what I got. We're looking at this Juicy Bites. We have one seller selling for $27. Now it says 18 pouches. So this must be a 6-pack. So $3. We're getting it for $3 a piece times 6. So there's $18 minus our 10%. So we are not making any money with this. So we would get it for 17, 16, 20, if I did my math correct. So we'd get it for 16, 20, we'd make 60 cents. So we're gonna pass on that. And just out of curiosity, what is the expiration date on this? My expiration's pretty far down. Is there a... So the expiration's not until June of 2003. Do I want to buy this? Again, there's only one seller. It's a good rank. I can't see the price going up too much more than that. I'm going to pass on that. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. Look at this Friskies Party Mix. This isn't bad. I mean, sales rank's not great. We've got a sales rank of 112,000. For a pack of 4, it's selling for $17. So a pack of 4, so we're going to get this for $4.50-ish. So about $4.50. So we'll make $5 on each 4. It doesn't expire until April of next year. That's not bad. We'll take this. We're going to get all that we can on that one. That's a pretty good item. So we're looking at this Everyday Naturals. We've got a couple different items here. They've got no brush toothpaste chews for dogs. Another item, and then they've got something for cat. I am restricted in all of these in Everyday Naturals. I'm restricted. I didn't even auto ungate. I didn't even try. The profit wasn't very good, so I'm just passing on that. And finally, we had the Caesars. I've sold a lot of the Caesars. Some pretty good profit on the Caesars. Not on that one though. That's selling for $10. I'm not making any money on that, so too bad too, because there's a few of them here. So we'll pass on that. So we got just that one item in the pet food aisle. Well, better than nothing. While walking out of the pet food aisle, we found some more of these pond pellets. I did buy a lot of these. I'm actually getting ready to send a bunch in. I sold about 5 of them over the weekend. The profit has greatly gone down. I'm still making a few dollars on it, but not what I was. I was selling them for close to $30, and the price tankers have taken it down to, I think, $19.99 now. And there is an expiration on that. The expiration is, and it's January 5th, I think. Yeah, it's January 5th. So I've still got about 20 left. I'm not going to get any more of these. Market's pretty flooded. I've got enough to last me until January 5th. In the houseware section, and this is new. The Chef Mate mini fridge. Thought maybe we could have got something here, but price is $36, and it's selling on Amazon for $38. So nothing there. We also have these microwave pressure cooker. I have a few at home. I'm gonna check and see what they're selling for. I might get 1 or 2 more. Not sure. We'll see. So I checked out that microwave pressure cooker. I have a couple. Sales rank is 250,000, I think, so not great. And I make $12 on it, so that's like 30% ROI. Not horrible, but like I said, I have some. That's a fresh supply of them, so who knows, Ollie's might be getting a big shipment of them, and the price is going to tank even more. So I passed on those. So we're in the HBA aisle. Found one of the items that I'm interested in selling. This Pantene hairspray, not bad. I have a few of them. Selling for $16. I'll get it for $2. Sales rank's not bad. It'll cost me probably about $7. It's a little, might be under £1. Yeah, it should be under £1. So $5 or $6 to ship. So I'll make about $5 on each of those. So I was able to pick some of those up. So not bad. I have backed off on a lot of the shampoos. I'm not even scanning them really. The prices have been tanking majorly, and the amount of extra time that has to go in with the shampoos, taping the tops of them, bagging them, the extra care in shipping them. I'll scan some of them, but you know what? For the most part, I'm just letting them go. Alright, well, we're entering the toy aisle. It's a wreck. It looks like a tornado went through here. So hopefully we can dig through and find a few things. Let's see what we can find in here. Well, as soon as we enter the aisle, we find these. That's a good start. I have sold a lot of those. Let's check them out. So I just scanned both of those. Horrible sales rank and no profit. So we're moving on. Well, going down what's left of the seasonal aisle. Again, we're in September, so we're getting pretty low. And I found this, I guess it's Sentry flea and tick spray. It's in the wrong section. This should probably be down in the pet aisle. But its rank is 116,000. Only for sellers. Selling for $19. I'll get it for $360. There's only 2 of them. I'm gonna get both of these. That's, you know, $10. So not bad. So we're gonna check out the books. There's a couple books here that look interesting. We'll check them out. This is the first one. Paddington. Good sales rank. 21,000. Selling for 26. So not. I'll get it for 18. So not great. Not great at all. We're losing about $4 on the purchase.
Yeah,
so we'll pass on that. So I've sold books like this before that have the mini DVD player. Not bad. Selling for $30 in the FBA price, but the rank 1.8 million. I'm gonna pass on that. It might be pretty good for Christmas, but I've gambled on books before and I'm close to breaking even, I'd say, with books. So I'm gonna pass on this one, but you know, if some of you want to take a gamble, that's a pretty good book to gamble on. Well, I just found a pretty good book. It is sales rank of 25,000. It costs $2.99, so I'm getting it for $2.70, and it's selling for $35. There's only 8 other sellers. I'm not going to share that with you. I really don't want that price to tank. It's a really good book though, so I'm pretty psyched about that. And I'm getting 12 of them, so $20 profit, $240 on that one book. That made this trip worth it, absolutely. Well, I just finished checking out, spent $150. That's one of the lowest spends I've ever had in Ollie's in a long time. Profit will be pretty good if that one book holds out. That one book is $220 in profit just in that book. And there's a couple other things that got some decent profit. So not great, but wasn't skunked. We're going to head down to Ocean State now. Been doing pretty good at the Ocean State. Hi, how are you? And so we'll check out that Ocean State and see how that goes. Well, we're back in Zombie Land, Ocean State job lot. I'll tell you, I mean, check this place out. I mean, it is desolate here. Let's go see what we can find. So we're going down the seasonal aisle of Ocean State, and I've picked up a couple things in here before, specifically those fins, and I've sold them. I did have one return though, but that's okay. And there they are. Here's the fins area. I have some of the US divers. Just sold some of those today actually. But the ones that I've scanned before, I am not seeing. So I guess I was just lucky to get them when I got those. So not bad. All right, next aisle. Well, one of the main reasons why I wanted to come into Ocean State is there was a couple items in the HBA aisle that are they're replenishables, which means that they usually have them in stock all the time and you can make good consistent profit in them. And I was able to find a couple of those the last time I was in here. and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for those couple replenishables, and yeah, so we're gonna keep looking for those. Ooh, that's new. Well, I was able to find one of the two items that I came in for. $17 profit. I got 6 of them. Great sales rank. So this is this Ocean State job lot is definitely becoming one of my favorite stops. They seem to replenish those items that I'm looking for fairly regularly. So I'm pretty psyched about that. That's pretty cool. Again, that item I'm not going to show you guys. I like the price right where it's at. I hope you understand. Well, I didn't get a lot here, but the stuff I got's pretty good. Spent $150. Probably $150 in profit, I'd say. Let me think of, yeah, close to $150 in profit. So not bad. I wasn't in there very long. Kind of limited on time here today. My son is joined an orchestra, and he is up at a college for their first practice, and coincidentally it's about 10 minutes away from where I am, so that worked out pretty good. So we're off to pick him up, and not a bad couple hours. Good profit. Well, that's the end of the sourcing portion of this video, and now for the pro tip. So I use a credit card that gets me 2% off on everything that I buy. If you're not paying attention to the credit card you're using, you're giving away some profit. I would definitely look into different credit cards that are out there. There's always deals going on. Credit card shopping. There's a number of people that credit card shop where, you know, you spend $1,000 in 3 months and you get $200 back. There are a number of people that bounce from doing that. Now you got to be careful. If you're going to be getting a house anytime soon and you need your credit score, getting a bunch of credit cards in a short amount of time, it does hit your credit score, and can lower your credit score if they're doing a hard search. And with credit cards, they do a hard search. So be careful with that. Don't go too crazy, I guess would be the advice I would give. But definitely make sure that you're looking into credit cards that can benefit you, that give you good cash back. Now, again, currently I'm using a Chase Freedom. My Chase Freedom gives me 2% back on everywhere I shop, on everything. Now, there isn't a card that I did get in the beginning of the year, because it gave 5% back on retail stores. Now, I shop at Ollie's mainly, and 5% back, that was fantastic. But then I find out after a couple months, they don't consider Ollie's a retail store. It's a discount store. So I think I got like 1% or 1.5% back. But if you are if you do retail arbitrage and you're going to be using Target, well, Target has their own card. So stick with, if you're using Target, make sure you get the Target red card or something like that, because that's 5% back. But Walmart, if you're doing Walmart, look into these cards that give 5% back on Walmart. They definitely build up over time. Another really important site to use, or it's actually an app that I have, is called Raise. Raise.com. And what I do with Raise is I buy gift cards. Now, they don't sell gift cards to Ollie's, but there are a number of other stores that I go to that I can buy gift cards from. There's a lot of restaurants that have gift cards. Cold Stone, if you go to Cold Stone Creamery, they sell Cold Stone Creamery gift cards 25% off. So you buy a $25 gift card for $20. Now, we love Cold Stones. And I don't mind going there, and they're expensive. I don't mind going there. I'm getting 25% off. And Cold Stones also has their own reward thing going on. So I actually can buy Cold Stone ice creams almost half price by using the combination of things. But there's also restaurants, the retail stores that I go to. I go to Boscov's, and Boscov's always has 10% off gift cards on that site. And they work great. So I would look into that raise.com. I will put a link to Raise in the description in the comment below. So that is your pro tip for today. Future videos. I had talked about doing a video where I talk about a past sourcing trip that I did, and where I would research those items that I purchased and see what kind of profit I made. If I made the profit I thought I was going to make. I'm going to be making that video, but we had a little hiccup this week. I was planning on doing that video this past week, but one of our rescue dogs passed away suddenly. Lincoln. Here's a picture of Lincoln. He was an 80-pound lap dog. He was a good boy. He passed away suddenly from a condition called GDV, gastrodilation volvulus. If I had never heard of it before, but evidently it's a pretty common thing with big dogs. It's where their intestines get twisted and it cuts off circulation to their internal organs, and their vena cava, which is, their main blood flow. He was fine at 10 o'clock at night, and he had passed away by 1 o'clock in the morning. We didn't even have any time to get to a vet. It was heartbreaking. My entire family and I are very attached to our animals. They're a part of our family. I'll be getting that video done. It's going to be a while. In these next couple weeks, I have a couple trips going on. My oldest son and I are going to the U.S. Open at the end of this week, and I'll be making a video about that. And then the following week, my wife and I are going to a concert at Asbury Park, where Bruce Springsteen got his start. So looking forward to that. The concert's a 2-day, 3-day concert. It's called See Here Now. So I'll be making a video about that too. So a couple different things going on in September, but I'll definitely get that video made where I go into the profit of a previous video. Let's see, what else? I think that's it for right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got something out of it. If you have any questions, please put in the comment section. Oh, and another video I'll be getting together. I should be able to get this together tomorrow. A question and answers for August. I'll get that put together and get that posted soon. So, hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.